Hey gang, what's happening? So unfortunately, my voice is almost gone, but sorry for bumping the mic, but I'm going to stay with this as long as I can, as long as I can actually carry on a conversation. So I do have some tea with me. Hopefully that helps. I feel fine, but my voice is just not cooperating. I had strep throat actually last week and ended up on antibiotics. And so, I feel fine, but my voice still has not returned. So, but hey, we're going to go after it tonight. We're going to talk about investing. I know there's been a lot of discussion on shows about the election and, the politics of it all. But, at the end of the day, I think what's more fun for us is to talk about the investments and how we're going to grow our portfolios long term. So what we're going to do is focus on that. And if you can kind of get past my voice on this, then I think we'll be okay. So I thought I would share something that happened. Every once in a while, I'll try to clear my voice out. But I want to share some milestones that the portfolio hit this week. So I'm going to go ahead and show a couple of those. Let me know in the comments if you've had a major milestone here recently. And if you have, I want to celebrate that with you. But let's take a look at this real quick. Here is the screen. What do they call that? The thumbnail. And the first milestone I want to share with you is that year to date, this was as of yesterday. Remember, I was supposed to be on yesterday, and I had something come up, and I apologize for that. I appreciate you guys being flexible, but I had something come up, and I was not able to be on last night. But we're on tonight, and that's what matters. So, but I just wanted to let you know that the wealth circuit investing portfolio went up year to date as of yesterday by over $300,000. So I can tell you that my expenses are not $300,000 a year. So if this keeps up, and then the portfolio will just keep growing and in perpetuity. So it's all good. So that's a good milestone. But the second milestone I want to share with you is one of the things that I want to do as an investor is not just look at my current holdings, not just to see how well I'm doing currently, but to look at all of the investments that I've made as a dividend growth investor that started in April of 2021. Before that, I was, with my job. I just needed to not be in individual stocks for various reasons. So I ended up just being in mutual funds. When I retired, I took those funds and I invested them, and I developed what I thought would be a winning strategy for me in retirement, which was dividend growth investing. And fortunately, it has, been working out. But I track every investment that I've ever made. I want to look at the historical. I don't want to forget the lessons that I've learned along the way. I've won most of them, but I am, I have lost some. And so I don't ever want to first of all, give the impression that I've won 100% of the time, because I haven't. But secondly, it's helpful for me to go back and remember the lessons that I learned from those investments I did not win on. So, so what that means is that I keep up with what my portfolio has done in terms of returns since April 7th, 2021. And that number, as of yesterday, passed over $500,000. So I'm excited about that. You'll notice that 358,000 of that is unrealized. So it's a pretty tax efficient gain. $500,000 is the gain, but I've only paid taxes on about 143,000 of that. So it's all good, man. So let me know if you guys have any major milestones that you're hitting there. But today I want to share with you a little bit about two companies. One is Novo Nordisk, and the other one is Eli Lilly. So I'm going to switch over now. That's not it. Here we go. I'm going to switch over now to Simply Safe Dividends. And let's take a look. I will do the news here in a little bit, but let's take a look at Novo Nordisk. Now, if you're not familiar with them, it's NVO, not NOVO. NVO. If you're not familiar with them, they are a pharmaceutical company. Main focus is around the diabetic world. They have some diabetes type drugs that they've actually determined help people lose weight. So that had a bit of a benefit that people weren't expecting. So, and this call may go a little short tonight if I can't get my voice back. But, all right, so let's take a look. The Novo Nordisk, the dividend safety ratings of 99. Dividend yields 1.34%. So if you're looking for a higher dividend yield, it's probably not the right stock for you. They recently had a dividend increase of 52%. That's huge. It's important to point out that they are a foreign company. They're based in Denmark. So if you're not familiar with foreign dividends and your tax return, might be something you want to bone up on. It's not a terrible thing, but it's just something I don't particularly care to have that in my life. So it's not a big deal, but you know, if I have a whole bunch of little deals, they turn into big deals. So let's keep going here. Dividend safety is 99. We talked about that. Let's go on down, and you can see this dividend growth is just incredible. The 5-year number is 18%. They've grown it for 27 years straight. So that's fantastic. According to Simply Safe, they are reasonably valued. Earnings payout ratio is really good, actually. The forward one is 38%. Most recent 12 months is 48%. Free cash flow payout ratio is not too shabby either. Earnings per share up and to the right. That's the way we like. Oh, actually, it's the other way. That's the way we like it. So free cash flow per share also up and to the right. Sales growth looks pretty good. Sales shares outstanding. We like to see those come down like that. So, you know, everything's looking good for Novo Nordisk. And then let's look at return on invested capital. My goodness, 64% over the last 12 months. That is incredible. Then we have net debt to capital. They really have no debt to speak of. Their interest coverage ratio is like 788, off the charts. So, you know, what's more is there to say about that? Let's do one thing real quick. Let's look at the Morningstar's fair value. They say the fair value is around $86, which according to them is a 24% premium. So, you know, you got that to think about as well. All right, let's go back real quick here. And well, let's take a look at this while we're here. Novo Nordisk, NVO. This is fast graphs. Take a look at this. We will go down to about 10 years. That's what I like to do normally. You can see that fast graphs considers them to be overvalued as well as Morningstar. So we got those little pieces of data. Now let's take a look at Eli Lilly while we're here. We will, it's LLY, or the ticker symbol is the ticker symbol. You can see it appears to be overvalued as well. let's go and see what Morningstar says about Eli Lilly. They are overvalued with a 41% premium. So that's even more overvalued than Novo Nordisk. Let's go back real quick to Simply Safe. Their dividend safety rating is 96. Their dividend yield's even lower. And their dividend growth also is lower. But again, some pretty decent metrics. They believe that they're fairly valued, reasonably valued in Simply Safe dividends. Payout ratio is looking really good. I would want to understand what this free cash flow payout ratio issue is. But earnings per share is way up. Shares are coming down. That's good. Return on invested capital, it's really fantastic, 33%, but about half of what Novo Nordisk is. Yeah. Thanks, Fast Eddie. I think that bourbon might be a good idea. They do have a lot of debt, though. 66% net debt to capital, and interest coverage is 21. Still not, it's not terrible. But so here's kind of where I'm at on these two stocks. Let me show you. Let me switch gears here. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to share a different screen and show you my model. So these are the two stocks in my model. My model tracks 92 different stocks. I added these two this week, and just wanted to see where they fit. Novo Nordisk turned out to be number 12 in my list, so that's actually pretty impressive. If it weren't for it being, a foreign company, it might be more something that I would be more interested in. Eli Lilly is, it's like number 45 in my list, so not as enticing to me. Both of them have wide moats. Both of them are overvalued. Both are, have high dividend safety, low dividend yields. But if I were to buy one of the two, the one I would buy is Novo Nordisk. So hopefully that's helpful. They have been trading really high. Let's swing back real quick. I don't think I can. Not quickly anyway. They've been trading really high. And here over the last few months, they've both come down. But Novo Nordisk more so than Eli Lilly. So the one that's most attractive to me right now is Novo Nordisk. I probably still won't buy it because it is a foreign company. But if it's something that you guys are looking at, to me, the more attractive of the two is Novo Nordisk. So hopefully that's helpful. My voice is getting worse as it goes. It's not been this bad. But let's go. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? I am going to cut this short because it's probably not good for my voice, first of all. And it's probably not great to listen to either. So let's see. All right, John Jay, welcome to the program, man. You wanted to look at 4 stocks. I've written those down, or 3 stocks. We'll see if we can get to them a little bit later. We got Jim on the program. Good to see you, buddy. Rust Moments is here. Yo, my friend. Good evening, Miguel. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? I'm glad I'm watching the broadcast tonight. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. I'm glad you're on too, man. Yeah, I mean, a rising tide does raise all the boats. So it's times like these where those of us who are invested in the market look like geniuses because the market's going up. Hey, thanks, Shannon. Me too, buddy. I feel fine. My voice does not. So Maybe I should eat some honey. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe it'll lubricate my vocal cords. And let's see. Shannon says he invested right before Trump, $4,500. OCSL, CVX, BNS. It sounds like good choices to me, man. Fast Eddie is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Oh, good. Tyson jumped. I didn't notice that. I wonder why. Let's see. Yeah, some chicken soup and a shot of bourbon. I think I might take you up on both of those, Fast Eddie. Yeah, absolutely, my friend. Glad to do it. Warm tea and honey with some lemon. That's a good idea too. Hey, Billy, what's going on, my friend? Chicken soup with honey in your tea. Tea would be actually good. This is cold tea. I need hot tea, don't I? Jim says a bowl of bourbon and a shot of chicken soup. I hear you, my friend. Yeah, John J says, hey, can you text instead of talking? I wished. All right, Russ says ginger tea with honey or chamomile tea. I'm going to have to see what we have. Hey, Slammer6789 loves to say that name, man. Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to be what I can be for you guys tonight, man. What do you think of Sobo, Sobo? I'm not really sure. I'll have to look it up. I'll give you an opinion one way or the other. And, to me, I always have an opinion about everything. Doesn't mean it's right, but it is my opinion. So I'll certainly give you an opinion on that. So I think what I'll do is I will go and hit, I'll take this off the screen. Let's do, let's go back to our handy dandy fun stuff here. There we go. All right. So I'll do Sobo first, and then I'll come back and catch John Jay's stuff. Sobo. Southbow. Oil and gas storage, transportation, dividend safety rating of 50, 8.16% dividend yield. They just started paying a dividend, so we can't calculate the growth rate. It's Canadian. So, wow, forward payout ratio is 96%. That doesn't sound great. Yeah, I think the answer to this is it's really early in the game for them. So I would probably, for me, I would sit on the sideline and see where this went over a little period of time. I don't like investing in companies that haven't paid a dividend for at least 5 years. There's reasons for that, and if my voice were good, I might go into those, but that's my rule. So typically, I don't invest in companies that have not paid a dividend for at least 5 years. So I would wait on this one if it were me. That's my opinion. So we'll just have to see. But hey, El Dynamico joined us. Just want to tell you, Antonio, sorry for the voice, man. I know it's all you can hear, but I'm just trying to work through it tonight. Hopefully, I'll be back in rare form next week. Okay, so let's go back to John Jay. We're going to look at Chevron. Actually, let's do this. I don't have Mendelez in there, so let's don't do that. Let's look at Mendelez first. Here, we'll sneak back up here and dun, 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 dun. Where you at? There we are. Chevron, Mendelez. Okay, here we go. I said Mondelez is 66 dividend safety, 2.83% yield. Payout ratio looks fine. They've been growing their dividend really well. 5-year is 11% average. The latest is 11%. I might have to add this to my model and see kind of where it pops out. Earnings payout ratio looks fine. Wow, shares outstanding have come way down. Return on invested capital is fine. It's just not nothing like the ones we just looked at, right? It's about 12%. Debt to capital looks fine at 0.4, and their interest coverage looks fine. So I would say that's kind of mediocre for me. So let me do this. Let me go over to here. Your other two are Chevron, and Hershey. Oh, I forget. For some reason, it's the Hershey company. So it's in the T's. So I'm going to take you back over. I'm going to stop sharing this. Take you back over to my my model. Because I track these two in my model. See if I can make this a little bigger for you guys. Hopefully that's better. So you can see Hershey. I do have Hershey as a buy in the model. I think the return is going to be about 17% over the next year. Analysts are saying about 2%. So we're a little bit disconnect there. Chevron, I've got as a hold. It's looking like maybe a 14% return over the next year. The analysts, interestingly enough, are saying the same thing I am. They say Morningstar gives Chevron a narrow moat, gives Hershey a wide moat. Both of them are undervalued, and Hershey has an 80 dividend safety, while Chevron has a 90. So I like both of them. I have been buying Hershey. It's about 2.7% of the portfolio. Chevron's about 1%. I bought it, and then it has gone up a bit. So I decided to hold off on it. We'll see what happens. But I like both of them. Hopefully that's helpful. All right, let me get rid of this. All right. Yeah, good old Sudafed. I took some Robitussin DM just before the call, but it didn't help. Good evening, my friend El Dynamico. Yeah, getting better that's all it counts. That's right. Oh, good to hear. So Jim says that Tyson earnings were good. I don't track Tyson. It's not one of my favorite stocks. But he said the beef side trailed and chickens saved the day. That's right. That's what chickens do. That's why I raise chickens. They save the day. Miguel wants to know if I've ever checked INVH. Let me find out what it is first. Invitation Homes. It's a single family residential REIT. I have not tracked them before. Okay, you got me all a flutter here. I'll go ahead and share this. Invitation Homes, you can see that. 60 dividend safety. For a REIT, not a very bad payout ratio. Look at that dividend growth the last 5 years is 18%. As always, it's a non-qualified dividend. According to Fastgrass, according to Simply Safe Dividends, it might be undervalued. And the adjusted FFO is, pretty good. See if there's anything else of interest. Return on invested capital. REITs are always low. They have a lot of capital, so it's always a bit low. Their interest coverage is pretty low as well. I don't know. It's I would say it's a mediocre for me. I don't think I'm going to invest any of my capital in it, but there's nothing wrong with it either. It's just, to me, it's kind of middle of the road. So hopefully that's helpful. All right. Jim says that JPM got a pop from the election. He thinks it's overvalued. Thoughts on converting the holding to preferred to capture the profit and lock in higher dividend yield. I think, Jim, if you're after dividend yield, I think that's a fine thing to do. Let me see what Morningstar says about JPM. Maybe I should add JPM to the model too. Let me know in the comments what stocks I should add, because it doesn't take a long time to upload my data. So, I've got 92 stocks. I could do 180 just as easily. So, yeah, it says JPM's at a 35% premium. So I don't think that's a bad move, Jim. If you need the income, I think going into preferreds, it's fine. With preferreds, you're more of a debt holder than an investor. But if you're capturing the profit, converting that into a higher yield, I don't think that's a bad deal. So, as the stock price moves up, your yield goes down because the dividend payment doesn't change, right? So stock price goes up, dividend payment stays the same. That means your yield is coming down. So if they're way overvalued and you switch that over to preferred and you capture a higher dividend yield, it's not a bad deal. So if you've done that, I think that's a great thing. Thoughts on Salesforce? I think Salesforce is neat. It's a good company. I don't have it in the model for various reasons. But let me just look at it real quick. I'm going to take these next two, and then I think I'm probably going to sign off because it is getting really hard to even make noise now. So let's take CRM. So it's 80 dividend score, a very low dividend. Fantastic payout ratio. They don't have a long history of dividends, although it does say they have a 5-year. I don't know why this is only showing 3. Yeah, the dividend streak is 0. So that's the average PE. Never mind. If we were to look at the dividend yield, it's still showing. It doesn't have anything. But, according to Simply Safe, it could be overvalued. They haven't been paying one for very long. But they have a good business model. I think that they're going to do well over time. I just need them to get into the dividend mode a little bit longer before I'm interested in them. All right, who's our other one? Merck, MRK. I used to own Merck, full disclosure. I don't own Merck anymore. It's not that it's a bad company. I just didn't. I was at over 40 holdings and needed to get it down. So it's a 90 dividend safety rating. The payout ratio is fine. Not stellar dividend growth. Dividend yield is 3.12%, so that's not too bad. And I mean, it looks to be reasonably valued at the moment. So if Merck's something you're interested in, I think now's a fine time to get into it. I just sorry, I had the wrong guy up. I just I had Johnson & Johnson, so I decided that I didn't need Merck. And Bernard is here. Good to see you, my friend. Sorry for the voice, but it is it is what it is. So guys, with that, we have had an incredible week. I think I showed you early on that the portfolio made some great gains, but this past week, the Wealth Circuit investing portfolio went up 3.7%. That's significant. That's a big move in 1 week. So I was glad to see that. Who knows where it's going to go from here? We got a lot to think about as investors. So, but I'm going to do that thinking and stop talking. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope you guys have a great investing week, and I'll see you on Monday.